Before the 1970s, special education was largely non existent in a structural sense. Many children with disabilities were often excluded from public education, or they received inadequate educational opportunities. The prevailing attitude was largely one of segregation and stigmatization. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, society primarily viewed individuals with disability as burdens. Many were placed in institutions where care was minimal and educational prospects virtually non existent. When special education did exist, it was often limited to segregation in separate facilities. Few schools offered specialized programs, and those that did were often underfunded and lacking in resources. By the mid 20th century, there was growing movement advocating for the rights of individuals with disabilities. This laid the groundwork for future legislative change. The 1970s marked a significant turning point in special education due to a series of important judicial decisions and legislative acts. The Education for All Handicapped Children Act was passed in 1975, which later became known as the Individuals with Disability Education Act, or IDEA. This landmark legislation guaranteed the right to free and appropriate public education to children with disabilities, establishing the schools most provide education in the least restrictive environment possible. Several important court cases helped shape the framework of special education. Hermosa Beach City School District versus Hill, 1976. This case was emphasized the need for educational plans tailored to individuals' needs. And Daniel R.R. versus State Board of Education, 1989. The ruling affirmed the importance of the least restrictive environment for students with disabilities, influencing how schools developed inclusive educational practices. The 1900s and 2000s saw future refinement to IDEA, enhancing requirements for individuals' educational programs, or IEPs, and ensuring greater accountability in meeting the needs of students. Parents gained increasing rights to advocate for their children's education. Today, special education continues to evolve with the emphasis on inclusion, technology integration, and addressing the diverse needs of students. Ongoing judicial decisions continue to influence policies and practices, ensuring that the right of students with disabilities are upheld. Here are some recommended resources to help stay up to date with current legal trends in special education. The Council for Exceptional Children, or CEC, is a national organization that offers a wealth of information on current practices, research, and legislative issues in special education. Their publications and resources are essential for understanding the evolving landscape. The Colorado Department of Education, Special Education Services. The CDE provides specific resources, updates, and guidance related to special education laws and practices in Colorado. Their website includes valuable information for educators in the state, including policy updates and compliance resources. The National Center for Learning Disabilities, the NCLD. This organization provides resources on educational policies, advocacy, and tools for helping students with learning disabilities. Their insight into legal trends can help educators stay informed about the best practices and rights. And finally, Educational Law Center. The ELC is a nonprofit organization that focuses on educational law and policy. They provide resources and updates on legislative issues impacting students with disabilities, including federal and state level changes. Their publications are helpful for tracking legal trends. The evolution of special education reflects significant society changes in attitudes towards disabilities, from exclusion and institutionalization to inclusion and tailored educational opportunities. The journey has been marked by advocacy, legal action, and legislative reform. The ongoing commitment to improving educational outcomes for all students, regardless of their abilities, remains a central focus in the field of education today.